When a corporation receives special breaks or even benefits from the government, we call that corporate welfare.
Welfare for corporations.
On corporate welfare.
Corporate welfare.
They qualify for federal welfare benefits.
Across the country, activists, lawmakers, and concerned citizens are starting to fight back. But one of the most generous corporate welfare handouts is happening right here in New Mexico. New Mexico has one of the most generous film subsidies in the nation. In the past decade, 13 other states have abandoned their film programs due to skyrocketing costs and low return on investment, and several other states have cut their programs back.
Critics say it's a handout for Hollywood.
The question is, how deep of a subsidy should Massachusetts taxpayers be paying?
Rhode Island loses an average of $1.8 million a year in revenue through the program.
For instance, Louisiana found that for every dollar it spent on its film program, it generated just 22 cents of tax revenue.
We are losing $6 on every dollar we spend.
Which sounds bad, but which is still better than Maryland, which made just 10 cents for every dollar spent.
Look, we're bankrupting us. Why are we're starting this whole new business? Why are we spending our money on that?
Which is still better than Connecticut's program, which returned only 7 cents on the dollar.
Independent studies have shown that New Mexico loses about 86 cents for every dollar we spend on the film credit program. While studies performed by the Film Office, the credit's biggest proponents, show only a 57-cent loss on the dollar.
And defenders of economic incentives will say that's just a fraction of the broader economic benefit that they bring. The problem is, there's not much evidence for that.
The point of this tax credit, like all tax credits, is to build a long-term, sustainable industry that provides jobs to New Mexicans for many years without having to subsidize companies forever. But despite hundreds of millions of dollars spent on this program in the last several decades, not one film company has made a long-term investment in New Mexico that doesn't depend on continuing handouts to stay. If you look closely at the Netflix and NBC Universal deals, you'll see that their participation depends on the tax credit paying them out our money every year. If we stop paying them, they will leave.
And because film productions are portable, if you try and scale back your incentives, they'll just go wherever a better deal is.
Industry lobbyists successfully pushed our government to raise caps on film incentives this year. The Legislative Finance Committee estimates that New Mexico will spend over $750 million on film credits over the next 5 years, and calls it likely the most significant state investment in a single industry ever. These handouts are taken from our money that won't go to fix our roads, pay our pensions, and keep our people safe. At a time when many New Mexicans lack clean water, good education, or quality healthcare, we have to ask if cutting checks to Hollywood is the best use of our money.
We should recognize subsidies as a moment of failure, not as a moment of success.
There will be no point at which we'll be able to back away and say we've built a new sustainable sector of the economy that can stand on its own without taxpayer money.
We are gambling billions of dollars on little more than faith, and even basic information can be really hard to come by.
The American people are sick and tired of having to subsidize profitable corporations owned by some of the wealthiest people in this country.
So enough with handouts to Hollywood. Enough with spending $1 to create 14 cents. Enough with corporate welfare. Let's stop sending money out of state and keep it where it belongs, right here in New Mexico.